Hello everyone! Emma, gorgeous! Look at this one. Congratulations!
Thank you.
What's happened? Are you still shaking, darling?
Yes.
Tell the great British public how did it happen? Fantastic performance, Emma. You had only 2 minors. Okay, so that's really nothing. So one was for...
I had to pull forward once to move over about 5 centimetres.
Yes.
So that was 1 minor, and then the other one was a little bit of speeding, 3 miles over the limit. But I realised, and I brought it back.
Yes.
And they were the only 2 minors.
So that's really good. Very well done.
I am well impressed with that one. 2 minors.
You have to be. Yes. And your husband will be very proud of you.
He will.
As well.
Yes.
Obviously, you passed your driving test. 2 minors. Beforehand, we've been a little bit in stress.
Yes. Well, today felt like a better day anyway, but yeah, I can't believe I forgot my licence with 10 minutes to go to the driving test, but I'm glad we made it with a little bit of jogging. It's a good job I run a little bit.
Because you live nearby of the test centre, and we just turned out this conversation, and then we just realised you took your theory test certificate with you, but you left your purse at home.
Yes.
And the licence was sitting in your purse.
Absolutely, yeah.
You still can't believe it. I give a call to the examiner to tell them we're a couple of minutes late, but they were absolutely fine, and you run to the test centre from the parking space. So how the test went? Tell us, please.
The test went really, really well. I was shaking most of the way around. I could feel it.
Yes.
I think forgetting my licence put me a little bit on edge, but in general it felt good. I tried not to worry too much that the examiner was in the car. I felt much better the fact that you were in the car, because it just made me feel calmer.
We need to, yes, there is no shame about it. The first time you haven't been successful, and you had quite bad feelings about the examiner, and now you can compare how much it means if you have a nice examiner. Obviously they are human beings, and they can create a nice atmosphere in the car, and they can put you on stress as well.
Yeah, he didn't seem happy to be there. He barely smiled. He didn't really, I'm a talkative person. He didn't really make conversation, and it just didn't feel great. And then even after, when he failed me, he just didn't. He explained it a little bit, didn't explain anything else.
And just
signed the paper, give me the paper, and left me sitting in the car without you. And I just felt really deflated and awful. So
you would recommend to the others take the instructor with them? I
would recommend to take their driving instructor, to take you in the car with them, definitely. Calmer, knowing that you're in the car, because you've made my driving calmer and less stressful for me, even though I drive with 3 kids in the car. So definitely.
So it's better option to take the instructor with you. Your examiner, Tina, was lovely. You chat through the entire driving test.
She was lovely,
Absolutely. So,
but I could see when I ran there, after forgetting my licence, that she just seemed, she was in a good mood, she was happy, she was smiling, and she was just nice and chatty. She just had a different aura about her to my first test driver. So
yes, that could put us off if we have a bad impression from the examiner.
Yeah.
And your story, you have 3 lovely children, and I met with your husband at the Mercedes salon because he is working there, and then basically he decided to get your license because you've been driving for 10 years with a professional license. How do you feel it now? How much difference we made? Because obviously you've been driving safely for 10 years with a professional license, supervising with your husband, but then we had to work a lot to polishing up your skills. It
was a little bit hard because I didn't see myself as a bad driver, but then to know what I was doing wrong makes sense. So in general, my driving's much better, so much so I judge my husband's driving, which he obviously doesn't appreciate.
Of course.
But yeah, so it's things I wouldn't reverse bay park before, whereas I will now because I can do it better. I have never used parallel parking in 10 years because I couldn't do it, whereas I feel very confident now that I could do that in my car as well. So it's little things, being able to just take the kids out without having to drag the husband out, or just go and do something without having to drag the whole family out. It will be a major difference in our life, definitely.
Yes, and also what is very interesting, the first couple of times when we met, you've been very stressed. You wanted to fix your issues with roundabouts because you said, I have a fear of roundabout, I can't do it properly, I'm always stressed, blah, blah, blah. You went to Birmingham city centre to check your use of roundabouts, and basically you did so perfectly well, and I was shocked. And I said to you, tell me why you have any problem with your roundabouts. And then you said, if my husband sits here, he stresses me out.
He does.
And I was sitting here quietly and let you do your job,
Yeah.
and you did perfect. I couldn't add anything to your use of roundabouts.
I think driving with you has just brought my driving on to be much calmer. You give clear instructions before the time. I think my husband was pretty rubbish at that. He'd say it last minute, then I'd get stressed out about going the wrong way. But yeah, definitely driving with you has generally brought a sense of calming to all my driving.
Because I have pedals. Obviously, if I wouldn't have pedals, extra gear control, I would be probably a little bit more stressed. That's why if you're practicing with somebody, you feel the tension because the person who is supervising you can't really save you if you make a mistake. That's why it's a little bit tense here and a little bit tense on your side as well. But when you had this calm, relaxed comfort in the car, you did brilliantly well. So that was, for me, such a lovely experience. What would you recommend to the candidates who are going for the driving lessons, driving test, how to choose the driving instructor? Because you had a couple of lessons 10 years ago, but then you left it.
1 hour lessons are just rubbish. There is nothing in 1 hour lessons whatsoever. Even 2 hours goes pretty quick, but you get a good amount of driving in. And I feel that anything I've told you I was worried about on driving, that we've covered it, and it's made me feel so much better. And you've got a really nice car, and the car drives really nice. It's really smooth. And yeah, it's just a really good...
The examiner even said at the end, she's
Yeah.
never been sitting in such a lovely car. And what the candidate need to look for instructor, if you have any advice, because obviously your husband choosing me, I get on with your husband very well, but we need to get on here in the car, shoulder to shoulder.
I think my husband's a pretty good judge of character, and he knew that we would get along. I think he just knew that.
Okay.
So, yeah, but... Yeah, I like chatting on my driving lessons, which is what you do. I don't like silence. Silence makes me nervous. So yeah, and obviously I'll tell you all random stories. So yeah.
About your ferret.
About everything, yeah. Ferret, animals, children, life, driving licenses.
Emma, well done, congratulations.
Thank
you well
you.
deserved it today.
Thank
and
you.
Have a safe journey and safe drive. Thank you, everyone.